Nation, what is good?
Ian, Vito, and Liz are back.
That's right, people.
So this is part two. Part two. Yeah, we just did part one, part two now.
Go check out part one. Don't be coming here in the middle of shit now.
No. You gotta
listen.
You gotta do stuff in order.
Do shit order. Do it right.
Part one. Go watch part one.
Yeah, dude, 1, 2, 3. You know,
because this ain't gonna make any sense.
Two, okay?
Yeah, you gotta watch part one. Granted,
it's an hour-long video where we watch 20 minutes of the video.
Yeah,
that's
part.
Because we got
learn to count.
We got a lot to say.
Anywho.
Ian, let's get this started.
Right back from where we were.
Until we can make it into the 30 seconds where we have to pause and talk for an hour about what's going on.
Oh, yeah, true. Here we go. So this is part two of the video. Say Uncle.
Space.
Tom.
Yep.
2020 documentary with the special instruction from Shadow Jackson.
Before the comments come again, yes, we're going to be doing part two.
Yes.
Do part one first.
Yes.
But this is part two of our series.
Yes, but this is
our. Do not confuse them.
That's why I had to clarify.
The movie is not in parts. We're just reacting to it in parts.
Because it's an hour and 47 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And we like to talk.
Yeah, we do.
So we gotta break the shit. You don't want no 3-hour reaction video, okay?
We do, but
I mean,
kind of much for people.
Yeah.
Ours kind of pushing it as it is, but that's all right.
Time to
Ian, hit that play button. Let's get some education going.
God,
yes.
Here we go.
Fed into the urban community.
White supremacy, it's the backbone of political and economic disenfranchisement of black folks.
So long as black people continue to have their psyche filled by that nonsense, we won't have an awakening.
Trump is a racist. He doesn't want more brown and black people here.
It gets brainwashed into you in multiple facets. We tend to be geared towards entertainment.
You need to know that a lot of your fans is racist.
People have used those entertainment personalities to convince us subconsciously what we should believe.
If you like that nigga, you motherfucking racist. Fuck you and fuck.
Oh, I remember this song. Okay,
fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald.
I'm beginning to lose confidence in the Trump administration. Yeah, what do you think of that?
I think it's actually a great thing.
Jay-Z has always been a drug dealer to the black community. He's very open about the fact that he used to sell crack cocaine when he was living in the projects, and that's how he got ahead. So he was selling something that was harming the black community. Well, he's still doing that. He's still selling something that's harming the black community, and it's flying off the shelves, and that's victimhood.
We have to have the conversation. We have to have tough conversation. We have to talk about the N-word, and we have to talk about why white men are so privileged in this country.
Kaepernick, same exact hustle, right? This is a half white man who's chosen to pick his hair out to be an afro, to be black, because right now victimhood is hot.
She had a point about that.
Yeah.
She had a point about a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch more before.
And everybody who says, "Yeah, I look at Ian a lot for the reaction." I'm going to be staring at to see his reaction on this a lot, just because.
We're all still learning about.
We're all curious.
This. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being vicious with the mic. I am sorry, but people are they're just only looking at the surface of these things instead of doing their research and make sure that things are not like that.
I need more information. Hold on.
But was half white, but he chose to go embrace one side and victimize.
Yep. Which
took away from what he tried to do and turned on its head. Because I know what you'd say, that he wanted to bring about social justice, equity change and stuff. But then he goes and wears the Castro, the pig socks. One of the ones that started the whole defund the police movement. One of the ones that was the first people saying that was that dude. and I get what he was trying to do at first, maybe, or how other people took it. It's not what he ended up doing. How much money did he profit off of being a victim?
I mean, he did get the settlement from the NFL
Because of public pressure. Of course, the NFL is going to settle to try and make a story go away.
Yeah.
If they would have fought that, how long would that have been out?
Oh God.
You see my point?
No, I see what you.
Corporations that got enough money to it's hush money.
I see what you're saying.
It's here. Take this and go away.
There's a lot of different variables in this thing.
There is, but if you look, you gotta not look at it from the point of view that he tried to force you to look at it. What are his motivations for doing what he did?
I can understand why people get upset with certain things because it can be overwhelming to have so much thrown at you, so many different aspects. You're not really sure how to process it.
Where he lost a lot of people was the pig socks and the Castro and the defunding the police. That whole rhetoric.
Okay.
That's where he lost people. It was more, and that's where people started seeing how the kneeling during the anthem was disrespect, as trying to put lights on stuff. It became more because of him and how he attacked and addressed things. It was him being disrespectful.
Damn, so many different.
It was more out of the fact of him spitting in the face of people who died for his right to kneel during the anthem. Because yes, he did have a right to kneel. For as much as I hated it and didn't agree with it, I agreed with the message, but not what he did. Because I had family that were in the military.
That's one thing I think a lot of people got upset about is like, oh, even if you didn't like what Kaepernick did with the kneeling, he still did have the constitutional right to do it. You can't be mad that someone exercised their constitutional right.
But what he did was put more fuel on the fire with his rhetoric.
Were the intentions always the best way of that's, I don't know. Okay. I understood what he was trying to do, maybe, but I also think I also think he didn't always convey his message in the best way. Because if you want to convey a social message, you can't be what's the word I'm looking for?
You can't be the focal the point of the message.
You can't be and you also can't exclude people who you may not like. Like if you want to, you're talking about to the betterment of society, so you have to find a way that includes people from all different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. You can't exclude someone, especially like I don't want to make it just an optic thing. It distorts the meaning of what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but again, it was his rhetoric that distorted the meaning behind what he wanted to do. It was his actions, everything that he was doing, that was distorting his message.
I think if Kaepernick never said anything and just kneeled, no one would ever say anything. If he I wouldn't say no one would say anything. I think there would have been less viewership on it.
He would have had more support.
Yeah, if he didn't do the media coverage and all that, if
he would have came out and says, I respect the military, I respect all of the people who died for this country, for us to have. That is not what I'm doing this for. I am doing this so people can so people pay attention.
Yeah. So pay attention to what's going on.
The first time he spoke after he doing it, he should have came out and said exactly that. Not that he talked to Charlie Villanueva and he said this might be a good way to do it.
There were better. I will agree. There are better ways that Kaepernick could have gone about it. Because he sent a lot of mixed messages.
Because so many people see that kneeling before something or during something, it's as a sign of respect, and he turned it into disrespect with his actions and rhetoric around what he was doing. He took away because he showed it as he was disrespecting the country. Because he didn't, and I understand he didn't believe in the country at the time. But you're spitting in the faces of people who died for this country. Even I understand that there were military people that came out and says they understood what. There was tons that said they didn't like what he did. You can fall on either side of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a spectrum. The way I see it, there's a spectrum for everything.
But again, he lost me with his rhetoric. With the Castro shirt, with the pink socks, with the things that he was saying that didn't line up with what he was doing.
I can understand that.
There was actually more people that had way clearer. The McCourty twins from the New England Patriots were way clearer.
What did they say? I don't think I ever saw it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the problem right there.
I never.
The fact that this guy is everywhere, but guess who's still playing football?
Probably the McCourty. Are they still on the Patriots now?
Jason, I think, is retired by now on his own free volition.
Oh, okay.
And Devin is still, he's still paid New England safety. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I believe at one of the camps they were talking about the message behind it, how we have to get we have to get the police into the communities. They have to get to know each other.
Yeah, you got to know the community you're serving in.
They were exactly what they were saying.
There's actually there's a show me and my family started watching. It comes on Sundays. It's called East New York, and then like the that's like the concept of the show is community policing, like officers knowing who lives in their area.
That's the point, though. You even in giant cities, and that's the hardest thing is you're not going to know everybody.
Yeah, that's difficult.
But you should be able to recognize people. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
You should be comfortable knowing when you go into a community that you understand the people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you need to send a black cop to a black neighborhood to understand the community.
No, just have someone who's willing to all right, know like a general understanding of the area.
As much as people would hate it, you should be having events with the police in the community.
Yeah.
Have a bake sale or something, you know what I mean? Have a karaoke night where police show up and do something.
Y'all, you got a basketball court?
Exactly.
Play a pickup game with the cops. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Have them go to the YMCA.
Yes, yeah.
Have them be in these communities. Be at the park. You shouldn't be terrified when you see a cop. That should be a sign of relief when you see a police.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you're black, white, brown, it shouldn't be a sign of fear.
No, it shouldn't.
When you see that guy walking down the street or woman walking down the street.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't have to fear the cops. Because they're not there for you to be afraid of. They're there to help you in case of situations.
The only reason you should be afraid of the cops is if you're breaking the law. Then, you're going to be afraid of the cops because you don't want to be caught.
Yeah.
But if you're not breaking the law, you shouldn't be afraid of the cops. Even if they want to talk to you and question you because you fit the description. If you didn't do nothing wrong, you're going to be inconvenienced for a few minutes, but you're going to be on your way. You might not like it.
Train the officers better.
Yes.
Yes, we gotta work on training the cops better.
But just because you're walking down the street and all of a sudden a cop stops and we need to talk to you for a minute. Yeah, you're gonna be like, what? Just because something just happened. You might be in the vicinity. You might fit the description. You start being hostile, they're more likely to think that you're the guy.
Oh, also, I do think just because you're a cop, that doesn't give you the right to talk to people however the hell you want.
No.
Exactly. That absolutely
even when you're not. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I see what you're saying.
Even when you're looking for criminal, there's still a way to approach it.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to stop. Even if you're looking for a murder.
Yeah. You don't, just because you got a badge on you doesn't give you a right to just talk to anybody however the hell you want.
But again, if the person is escalating situation, the cop's going to escalate with it. The best way to do, if you're going to start being hostile with the cop and they're looking for somebody that just did a violent crime, what are you going to think if you're that cop and this guy's all of a sudden starting to be rough with you? And he fits the description of who you're searching for. If you're the cop, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I can.
I might have the guy.
I just think being a police officer.
It's one of the hardest jobs.
Because you have to deal with all different types of people.
And again, nobody likes being stopped by the cops.
No.
Nobody likes being questioned.
And sometimes it's just cops really never know the situation they're walking into.
No.
They you don't know who's got honestly you.
And again, How do you expect police to investigate if you don't let them investigate?
Don't get me wrong, like, I don't own a gun, but I can, common sense, it ain't hard to hide one.
No?
It ain't hard to conceal it.
Even though the state we live in is an open carry state, actually.
Like,
surprisingly enough, this state is open carry.
I've seen it before too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoa.
No.
Whoa. But then I'm like, don't be like everybody else. Just, are we not gonna take it out and shoot you?
No, because honestly, the guy that's open carrying, walking around, is least likely to be doing anything.
Also, we got to make sure we pay attention to who's getting guns, because it's like, damn.
Ian, for you to say that statement means you have no idea the process to get a gun.
Well, no, like, I mean, like, it sucks how you got the select few with the public, like, shootings. And they, like the guy from Parkland should have never had a gun. I'm talking about, that.
Yeah, but he stole that one from his mom.
Who's the one we agreed on should have never had one? Oh. There was one incident where me and Vito were like, yeah, guy should have never had a gun. I forget the...
Actually, I think there was one that got out of a mental institution and actually cleared in his state. It was something like that. Yeah,
there was one where both me and Vito were like, yeah, he should have never had one.
As someone that was on psychedelic drugs when they were a kid, and then I can't remember.
I can't remember which one it was. But then, like, me and Vito also agreed about the one in Uvalde. The cops all failed on that shit.
Oh, they all failed on that.
They all failed horribly. They all waited and just let the kids get shot. Which I don't freaking understand why they just sat in the hallway. But anyhow.
Let's get back to
the...
I'm sure there'll be more that comes up.
Yeah.
Protect and serve. It wasn't there. It wasn't there.
No, it really... Yeah.
They were serving, not protecting.
Yeah.
You're supposed to... Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick is making a ton of money. Jay-Z is making a ton of money. Is Black America any better? The communities are still hurting, but they get to line their pockets. And we accept the same type of crack cocaine.
Do you see what she's saying?
The left gets away with.
Yeah.
Do you see what she's saying?
I see what she's saying. I'm not automatically defending Jay-Z just because I like him as a rapper. I'm not.
No, he's one of my favorite rappers.
There's things that Jay-Z has done that I don't agree with. There's different perspectives.
No, my point is,
he could have had.
Do you understand the comparison she's making? How he says he used to sell crack, but even though he's not technically he's still selling crack to the community with what he's saying through his music. Because he's still promoting a lifestyle that he no longer even lives. But he's promoting a lifestyle that is glorified because it's making him money. But the black community is getting worse. There's been no improvement. That's what she said. That's what she's saying.
I can understand that. There's a lot of rappers who do that.
I know.
There's a ton. But I get
she picked him because he's the highest profile.
I see what you're saying.
If you go to any black community, every single one of them knows Jay-Z.
I understand. I get what you're saying there.
To make the highest statement, you pick the one that everybody knows.
I understand that.
So of course, there's plenty of rappers that do that. But who do most of those rappers take their cue from?
I mean, there are leaders in the culture.
That's what she's getting at.
Yeah.
Who do they take their cues from?
I can understand it. I can understand it.
She would understand it more if no matter if you're making all this money, but you're going back into the community and helping build it up.
I can understand that.
And he's not the only one that doesn't. I'm sure he's done certain things and stuff. But how many don't help out the community at all?
Who was it? I don't remember the name, but there was somebody that actually went into the community to try to help, and then he got killed. It was a rapper.
Nipsey?
Oh, Nipsey.
Okay.
Yeah, Nipsey.
Yeah,
Nipsey was actually and then some
trying to
whack ass dude shot him out of jealousy.
Yeah, but what about Nas though?
I see what you mean.
Nas protects his community.
Nas just ain't with the commercial shit.
Exactly.
That's what it is with Nas. You don't really see him do commercial shit like that.
But it's not, and you don't have to be a famous black person to go help out the black
No,
people.
you don't. White people can help black people.
Exactly. The point is, how many people talk about certain things? They're living a lifestyle, promoting a lifestyle that they have nothing to do with anymore, even if they were at one point. Glorifying something.
But I also saw, like, I forget the dude's name, but like I saw one interview where like a lot of rappers who like talk about being in the street, they're really not in it.
No.
They like,
but that goes back to the point of what the cues that they're taking from the black leaders. In
they're like, don't get me wrong. Till this day, you do still have like, you have street hustlers, but it's just like a lot of the rappers you like think like the way they talk.
Oh, they're not living the life they're talking.
They're nowhere near it.
No.
They're like, maybe they could have came from it,
and there's nothing wrong with talking about your experiences either.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. A lot of them aren't.
But there's so many that are just trying to put a song out there to make a quick buck, and they're not living anything that.
But it's sad, is because that's what people want. People want to hear about. For some reason, some people are obsessed with like gang life. Mm-hmm. Which it's nothing to be obsessed about. Yeah. It's just, unfortunately, some people grew up in environments like that, and that's the lifestyle. Like growing up as a kid, like they're not proud of it, but that's the lifestyle that they know.
Unfortunately, there's people out there that they respect that you came from there, like that you came from doing things that you shouldn't have done. You know, so then they like that stuff. It makes you a badass.
Because the way I've seen it is, no one wakes up at the age of 30 and goes, "I want to join a gang."
No,
they've joined it from like 12 years old. Because when you're 12, you're looking for an adult male role model, and when your father, your uncle, or your older brother says, "Go do this," the 12-year-old kid's not gonna say no to them.
Mm-hmm. But you just said that though. Most of the time, it's not their father or uncle doing it.
No, but like, so what? So
because
maybe
the sad part is that's one of the problems. There's not enough fathers in the home.
Yeah, they don't have a proper role model. So like,
dude, it's what 70% of the black community is 70% of them.
I think it was 70 or 80.
Something like that. I'm gonna go 70% of single mothers in the black community.
It's pretty high, the percentage.
Because it's like, honestly, you're a 10-year-old kid. You want to be just like your older brother. You're going to follow in his footsteps.
Exactly.
Of course.
You're not going to tell your older brother no if they ask you to do something.
The sad part is, if you don't have the guidance of a father, you're going to be lean towards going towards a group like a gang.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see it as, it's like you said,
or like
a father figure.
Yeah. You're going to see it as a community friend, that you can be a part of. It doesn't have to
be a brother. If they don't have a brother, it's going to be a friend or an older, an older person that you're looking up to, and that, unfortunately, sometimes that person is not doing the right thing.
When you're young, everybody wants to be accepted by somebody.
Exactly. That's why it is crucial to have a father figure in your life, a positive father figure in your life.
Yeah.
You don't need one that's going to be bringing you to destruction. And sometimes it is like an older friend that is a father figure. It doesn't have to necessarily, but it should be your father.
Yeah. And honestly, that's not to discredit the work that single moms do. Y'all work hard as shit to keep like.
But the problem is, single moms can't raise young men.
Exactly. There's just.
They can't teach young. Well, they can raise them, but they can't teach young men to be a man.
They're different, you know. The mom has a role and the father has a role.
It's just the same thing as a father can't teach a young woman to be a woman.
Because a mother does not know how a man is.
Just like a father doesn't know how a woman
is. So you need to have, just like me, I pretty much grew up without a father, without my father. So wait, that's different. That's different. But I could have learned stuff from my father a little bit.
I see what you're saying.
I'm more of a tomboy kind of thing because I just figure out things myself. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. You're more independent.
It's a little different. It doesn't have nothing to do with that.
A woman,
but
even a young girl, still needs to learn to see what a good man is.
Exactly.
She never got to see what a good man is.
No.
I see what you're saying.
No.
Like you grew up learning. You learned from your dad how to be a man.
Yeah.
You know how to be a man because I grew up with my father in my life. I know how to be a man for my father.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
As great as a mom as you had, if she was by herself, she wouldn't know how to teach you how to be a man.
Yeah, because there are certain things I can talk to my dad about that I can't talk to my mom about.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
There's certain things that a daughter just can't talk to her father about.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that.
But then not only that, but a daughter should have a father too, because they could learn that they could respect men.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of situations, not having a father.
Now we're not saying to have just any father. You should have a good
father.
Just because if you had an abusive father in your life, that you might as well have no father.
Because he could show you the side of you could see what a big percentage of what a man is, especially if he's if it's a good father.
And strict is not necessarily abusive.
Right, strict is.
Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah. I can understand.
You might think being strict is abusive, but no, being strict.
Because then you don't grow up being like, oh, men are all of them are gonna cheat, all of them are gonna do this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So it is a good thing to have a father in your life.
Just like it's
every
good for
household, a good father.
Just like it's good for a son to have a mother in their life, so they know what a good woman is.
Exactly. And they know that they could be, they could show the emotional side.
Without even realizing it, you look for qualities in a woman based off of who your mom is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're looking for the best qualities in your mom in a woman. Subconsciously, without you even realizing it, that's probably what you're looking for in a woman.
Yeah.
I guess you can say that.
And it's not a bad thing.
And that's why most of the time little girls that have a father are looking for their father in most men.
Exactly. And remember the reaction that we did with Lupe Fiasco?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
See how he was like looking up to his mom and she was singing that? It was kind of wrong. It was wrong for her to,
But that's what he thought a good woman was.
Exactly. That's what he thought.
Okay.
So kids are going to look up to their parents.
So you've been watching you're like, just using you as an example. You've been watching your mom for the past, 26 years?
Yeah.
That's who you based off of what a good woman is.
I see what you mean.
Exactly.
I see what you mean.
Your whole aspect of what you think a good woman is based off of your mom.
We need a family to stay together, but for the right reasons, not,
And that's not a bad thing either.
No, I get it. It makes more sense.
It's not a bad thing either.
It makes more sense.
Just like if you had a sister, she'd be looking for qualities of your father in the men that she'd be dating. Because that's what she would see would be a good man.
I can understand that.
But that's somebody who grew up without a father and never had.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what qualities to look for in a good man.
Okay, I
or like give me a chance, like saying that there are good men out there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I have a chance to see that.
Yeah.
With my father, give me, like before I used to think that almost all men are fucking cheaters because of the media, because of the friends that I have or had. Stories that they were telling me, I'm like, oh fuck.
The men that you dealt with because you didn't know what to look out for.
Exactly. So it's very important to have both.
But it would be the same way for you. You wouldn't know what qualities not to look for in a woman without your mom. You wouldn't know which qualities would be keeping you to run for the hills. That you, without you knowing your mom, would look enticing. And that's all subconscious.
Yeah, you can't really control your...
No, you can't control. And it's not like, ew, that's like my mom.
I see what you mean.
No, but
no,
it's the qualities.
It's the qualities.
The qualities she has that
That's fair.
It's good. It's good quality.
That's
she
fair.
has. Your mom has good quality.
Yeah, my mom's a good one. I love
She's
my
a
mom.
good woman.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at a girl, aren't you looking, can I bring her home to mom?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Quite honest.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is she good enough to bring home to mom?
Yeah.
That's why having a family.
Can't really dispute.
Having the family together is so important.
Yeah, can't really.
So important.
And having
Especially
the government not be your father.
Exactly, and especially when it's like for real, not that I'm just staying with him or I'm just staying with her because of because of the child. No, you have to be authentic with each other because that's what the child is going to see.
That's why as long as you have two loving parents in the relationship, it could be a stepfather if he's willing to raise your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a man that's willing to be there and raise the kids. He's willing to be there and raise the kids.
Yeah.
Same thing with a stepmom.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't really. Shit.
With this because 80 to 90% of the primary sources of news are left wing.
My father was a janitor. He was born in the Jim Crow South. Fast forward, my father in his late 40s started a small business, got a little bit of property. This is what happens in America. Raised 3 boys, educated them. We have a thriving black middle class. If black America were a country, Brooke, it would be the 15th wealthiest country in the world. For crying out loud, this is not your grandfather's America.
America is an idea. That's why we're different than every other country. That's why we have freedoms that other countries don't. That's why entrepreneurs are birthed here. That's why there's so many millionaires here. That's why black people are doing better here than anywhere else in the world. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
This ideology.
Yep. That's why Nigerians come to America and make more money here than anywhere else. Nigerians, I've seen videos where they come here and they pity the black people here for some of the things that they say. Because they don't know what real slavery is. Go to Africa, you'll see what real slavery is.
Damn. We got it good here.
People don't know how good we actually have it.
We're privileged. All of us that lives in America that actually appreciates and knows the history and knows
There's
what
no white
we
privilege.
Went through. Well,
there's American privilege, not white privilege. We have American privilege. If you are an American,
you have a
you
dream.
have privilege.
You can make your dream come true here.
Yep. If you have a thought in this country,
you can make it happen.
For now.
You gotta work for it.
For now.
You can't just sit down and wait for it to fall in your lap. You gotta work for that shit.
For now.
Well, you got a lot of people that are trying to take that away from you.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make this country.
Dude, there's a lot.
Just
of
a
shit
one way.
There's a lot.
If you know what I mean. It only goes one way. They're trying to make it like that. No.
Damn. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of overwhelming. I'm not like.
Ian, this movie has red pilled more people than anybody else.
Bro, we're not even half an hour into the goddamn.
Yeah. Good.
That's why there's gonna be so many parts.
Yeah.
People begin to adopt around the world and they become successful. It's an idea. America is an idea. Anybody who adopts the idea of America will be American and successful. If you don't adopt the idea, you are not American. You're not going to get that far in America if you don't pursue the American idea.
Preach!
Yep. I like Officer Tatum. I like listening to him.
I love that this country values individuals. As a black American in the United States, I have autonomy, and the things that I do are of my doing.
It's a big ass chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
A lot of people expect, when you say farmer, they're expecting wide tracts of land and tractors and stuff, but we don't have any of that. And I realize when I look back here every day, I'm proud of what we've gotten done so far. Started with chickens, which is the gateway farming to goats, rabbits, horses.
So look at that. Started with something and built up her own business.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man.
And that's what she wants to do.
Started with nothing.
She wants to build whole businesses doing like,
I can't be.
She's not waiting for the government to come give her a goat.
Always got it, bro.
She's doing and getting it herself. Started with the chickens and worked her way up.
Vito, I don't know where you be putting your I don't know where you be holding it in, man. I don't know, man. You must got secret compartments, man. I don't.
He got a lot of things.
He
he took that one out of his pocket.
That's what I'm saying. But there's no warning. He just take the ace.
Yeah.
Got aces all day.
Yeah. That's how I do, baby.
Hey, I respect it.
Shake his pocket. You could hear it.
That's what I'm saying. I respect it, Vito.
Jingling in there.
These are my goats, Posey and Zelda.
About my last fuck.
Really badly bred Kiko. This year was the first year that I ever had goats. Individualism, independence, and taking responsibility for your actions and for your food. I think that's a form of promoting small government values. When you do things yourself, you don't need the government to do it for you.
Yep.
I think Black Americans should believe and uphold the ideas of constitutional inherent rights. Without those beliefs, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any purpose of evasion or mental reservation, so help me God. We don't take an oath to a color, to a party, to a person. We take an oath to the thing that binds us all together, and that's our Constitution, that's our rule of law.
Fair enough.
Those of us that understand that oath will always be guardians of the American Republic. If I want to see this nation that I love so dearly continue on in the path of liberty, freedom, and individual rights, then I got to make sure the subsequent generations understand that and they are willing to go out and fight for it and defend it just the same as I did, because I had a dad that inculcated that into me.
What did we just talk about?
What
did we just say?
I really can't dispute any of what, I can't.
No.
I didn't think you'd be able to.
I really, I can't dispute that.
I really honestly didn't think you would be able to.
I can't. You don't take an oath to a person.
Or a party.
You take an oath to the Constitution to ensure that everyone has the same rights.
Mm-hmm.
No, to uphold the fact that
to uphold the fact.
Under the Constitution, we all have the same rights. Every man, woman, and child is equal under the Constitution.
Yeah, I don't understand. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I can't just. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say.
At the age of 15, when my dad said that there was no greater honor than to wear the uniform of the United States of America, that's a powerful statement coming from a man that was born in 1920 down in the South. Never heard him say a bad word about the United States of America. He went out to serve and fight.
Because there might have been bad people in the country, but the country isn't bad.
The country, that's what I say. Don't get me wrong. I used to, when I was younger, I remember when I was younger. I'm only 27. Shit.
Back in the day.
I've been on the earth for 60 years or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, with some black people, you never know.
Bro.
Some of them, they're like 90. They look like they're 40.
Bro.
Same thing with Spanish people.
Yeah.
White people, you know their age. White people old.
You know their age.
White people get old, you know it. Just look at Joe Biden. You know that motherfucker's 83.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
There's no controlling Vito.
Jesus Christ, man. There's another ace on the table, bro.
Obama, you can't tell that man's age.
Bro, nah, you can't. Nah.
You know he's old because the gray hair is coming.
That's about it, yeah. But
yeah, your dad, you can't tell your dad's that
old.
old.
Shit. Nah.
Dude, your dad looks like maybe mid-40s.
Yeah. But like, I remember used to thinking like, what's wrong with the country? And it's like if that's like almost saying like, what's wrong with the grass you just walked on?
Yep.
To me, I don't think America's like, I can't sit here and try to have a following argument that like America's like a bad place or something. I just think for so long we've had the wrong people running it.
Yep.
And it's made it perceive that it's such a terrible, like, I think if you rounded up all the people who are greedy, selfish, arrogant, narcissistic, whatever, and just rounded up all those people and replaced them with people who genuinely care for others, respect individuality, and just have good qualities, America would literally be like heaven on earth.
But you see, if you did that, almost every single person would be neutralized.
True.
Because every single person, to some extent, has the greed.
That's true, and I think
narcissistic tendencies. It's being able to have those tendencies, but not go too far, I guess is the way to say it.
However, I'm in the starting belief that if you want to see the true colors of any person, put them in a position of power.
Yep.
Because you cannot, it doesn't matter how good, whatever, how moral a person is, if you put them in a position of power, their natural instinct is to do anything to keep it.
Yep. The true righteous person walks away from power.
Yeah,
George Washington.
But you can't, honestly, if you're looking at the natural instinct of a person, you can't get mad at somebody for wanting to keep their power.
No.
Who wants to lose? No one naturally wants to lose anything.
No, you don't. No. But the beautiful thing in this country is when you do lose, you lose racism. You're supposed to.
That's the intent. You're supposed to just, okay.
The problem is now we have both sides that keep disputing when something has lost.
Yeah. So, like, to me, if I understand like the importance of leadership and the importance of being the president, but the way now people have treated, I wouldn't want that freaking job.
No, not
hell
at
to
all.
the no.
Not at all.
No, I don't care whether it's a Democrat, Republican. I don't care.
I got a real bad itch right there.
I don't want that freaking job. Hell,
no.
And like, and I'm not saying this against people of any age of being older. At the age of 75, I would not want any position of authority. Fuck that. No. Why do you want to deal with that at 75 years old?
That's a lot of stress.
I would if I am blessed to get to 75 years old, I just want to be able to spend time with my family. Shit. I don't want to have to deal with other people's bullshit.
I can't knock the people that want to do that.
If that's what you want to do at 75, all power to you. If you can deal with the stress of
as long as you have the mental capability to do it.
Exactly.
Bro,
not like Mr. Brandon.
Man, I wouldn't even want the job if someone said, if I got nominated, like if someone said, Ian, go run for president. No. At my age, no. I don't want that. No. Because, yes, there's only, 360 million people in the, I think it's like 360 million people in the United States?
Yeah, roughly.
I would not want to be responsible for 360 million people. Fuck that.
Where every decision you make.
Yeah, no matter what decision you make, someone's not going to like you. You cannot make 360 million people happy. It's impossible. You can't do it. You can't. If you can't make everyone in your family happy with your decisions, how are you going to make 360 million people happy?
Not possible.
It's not possible.
But I've said this before. The best policies that get put into place help a few, hurt and harm none.
Yeah, you should not be making any policy that hurts a person. No.
No policy should ever harm anyone.
That's why I do, like, honestly, but it's
token,
the way.
But that's why you're never going to have a policy that helps 100% of the people.
And it's not always in the people in the positions, it's the way y'all treat the freaking presidency now.
It's considered like a celebrity position.
Like the way y'all treating a presidency is like, oh, someone's just supposed to do executive order, No, if you had a president who just kept doing executive order after order after order,
it's called a dictator.
It's going to seem like a freaking dictatorship.
It's called a dictator.
You can't. That's why you got to have a Congress. So that way the Congress can be able to help tell when the president ain't right for the damn job. So like, yeah, I don't care.
What the hell's Congress looking at right
now? I
now?
don't care if you're black, white, Democrat, or Republican. If you're just doing executive order after order after order, there's a problem. There's a freaking problem.
So you're not happy with what's going on right now?
I'm just not. Right now, I don't think we're in a good shape. And I'm not just looking at the economic of it. Our social climate is freaking garbage. Mm-hmm. The way we treat each other is garbage.
To the point that if you are not in the same league, if you get what I'm saying, you get killed.
It's getting to the point where like I'm seeing certain Democratic citizens who are afraid to agree with the conservative viewpoint because they're publicly afraid of being considered a conservative. Yeah. And then I'm seeing certain conservatives who like, wow, I just agree with like a liberal viewpoint. They're afraid to like vote for a Democrat because they're afraid of being publicly seen as a liberal.
Well, right now there's absolutely zero Democrats that any Republican would ever vote for.
To me right now,
there's
Democratic Party,
zero.
y'all honestly, you got 2 years next to some shit got to be done because I don't like it's wary. It's really wary right now.
There is zero Democrats.
Like it's really wary right now. Shit. Y'all need somebody.
And
y'all need somebody.
Dude, the only person they had just quit the party.
Like
the only person they had that even any moderate that would have been able to get behind, she just left the party.
Like damn, it's
you saw that, right? You saw she just walked away from Tulsi Gabbard just quit the Democrat.
Yeah, party. Like bro, it's getting to a point where it's like
you're losing everybody.
Y'all are so afraid of like labels. Mm-hmm. You're afraid of being labeled a liberal or fuck all that. We need people to fix this shit because this shit is getting out of whack. Mm-hmm. We can't keep going through this for the next generation, bro.
Hey, all I can say was 2018, gas was $2?
Like
gas is
what?
$6?
What are you gonna? You're gonna keep teaching your kids? Oh, you're black, you have to vote Democrat.
Yeah, no.
Or you white, you have to vote Republican. No, stop,
no.
Stop.
You have a brain in between.
Y'all gotta stop with that shit, man. It's not healthy, and you gotta stop getting mad at your kids because they disagree with you.
We gotta stop voting on emotions.
Yeah, you
educating yourself.
Like you like damn.
Fight for this country, even though this country did not see him as it should have seen him, but he wasn't a victim. The black community really believed that if they could show that they were willing to stand side by side with white Americans and fight for liberties and freedoms, that sooner or later people would understand that we can't have this hypocrisy. Executive Order 9981 that President Harry Truman signed that desegregated our military, he finally realized that if we are true to ourselves about the liberation of other people from the tyranny of Nazism, fascism, and Japanese imperialism, well, we got to be true to that here in our own country, in the United States of America. And that's why Harry Truman's picture hangs in my house.
I like how he talked about like fighting against like it's getting really scary how like you got some people on both the left and the whatever. You got some people who are like scarily like your support, like your viewpoint is supporting like Nazism.
Well, when you're being told that if you support a certain person that you are radicalized and are the biggest threat to this country,
like it's.
What do you expect people to think of right now?
What I don't like is how y'all are trying to use patriotism and like you're trying to disguise following like Nazism as patriotism. That's no. Yeah. You can't. We fought against like. Do y'all not realize if we did not get involved in like World War II, like Hitler would have freaking taken over the damn world.
Yeah. But they said that Trump was worse than Hitler.
You know, I'm not saying no. Like, but like it really upset. Like the day when I saw like when January 6th happened, when I saw people flying the freaking Nazi flags in the U.S. Capitol, I was like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, that's insane.
There's a freaking Nazi flag being stormed around in the freaking United States Capitol, and people were calling themselves patriots. No. That's the shit we fought against in World War II.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And again, anybody on January 6th that was violent or anything should go to jail. But
Like,
the people that were peacefully assembling inside there, it was their right to do so. I'm not talking about the rioters. I'm not talking about the people with the Nazi flag. I'm not talking about the people that assaulted the cops. But the people that were let in by the police, that were just walking around.
Oh, they were holding the door open.
Like, bro, that.
But we got to distinguish between the two.
No,
the people that were being peaceful, the people that were just there to express their displeasure, they were not the rioters. They weren't the ones. Everything that happened on nothing that happened on January 6th was as bad as what happened in Kenosha. Was as bad as that happened in Waukesha. Was as bad that happened in the Chad. Remember the Chad zone?
Oh, we're talking about Minnesota? With
Chad. Yeah.
Chad, okay, yeah, okay.
Where, 7 people died? I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying.
The thing that pissed me.
Listen, hang on. They compared January 6th to 9/11.
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
I wouldn't make that.
Only one person. Was it one person that died in that specific day?
Nobody said nothing about the insurrection of May 29th. When they burned the church and Trump had to go into the bunker because they were storming the barricades. Tried to burn a church to the ground. So I see how passionate you are getting about January 6th.
Yeah.
But
no, I see what you're saying. Keep the same energy.
That's my point.
I see what you're saying.
That's my point.
I see what you're saying. You're saying keep the same energy. I know it hit, like, when I remember being home that day. I was just like,
and that was ridiculous.
I'm like, there's a
100%.
fucking Nazi flag in the United States cap. Like,
that's
what
ridiculous.
The hell?
I agree.
It's pretty much a lot of people went there for good intentions and bad intentions.
Mm-hmm. But
that's that.
It was a worse riot on May 29th.
I just think the problem is you got so many freaking people mad they don't know what the hell they're mad at.
That's exactly
I think that's what it. People don't know what they're just being told to be freaking mad. No one knows what they're truly mad at. And then you got
because you got people that are trying to separate us again.
Yeah,
dude, you got in California they're trying to take away the civil rights law. They tried to resegregate the schools.
That's the problem. You got too many people who are pissed off and they truly don't even know what the hell they're mad at.
There's too many people that think black people and white people shouldn't be in the same room together.
That's
insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's like if you look up like racial like ideology, like racist idea, there's no logical thinking to it.
No,
there's none. I remember like when people I remember seeing back in the when I was growing up, like when they one reason they tried to say that like blacks and like black people and white people shouldn't be in the same sports is because black people have an extra muscle. They're like, I'm like, what are you? I'm like, please give me the extra muscle so I can go be in the NBA. Please, I'll take it because I can't jump like that.
That's insane.
Please give me the extra muscle. Please. Oh my! If I could dunk and be shit, I'll take the money.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh my God!
No, that's a better argument for why men and women shouldn't be in the same sports together.
Like, oh my God! I'm like, black people. I'm like, can you show me where the muscle is? Because I don't have it.
It's behind your pec.
Oh,
going back to what we were talking about, like earlier before going into that. Remember what Maxine Waters said?
Yeah.
She pretty much was like
inciting violence.
Yeah. She was literally saying, fight, do violence, when Trump wasn't saying that, and then they were saying that he was saying that he was starting up with, let's do violence. You know what I'm saying?
He says in his speech to be peaceful.
To be peaceful.
You're allowed.
And she didn't get in trouble.
You're allowed to peacefully march in the Capitol. Martin Luther King did it.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be peacefully assembled. It's part of our First Amendment rights.
Exactly.
That's true.
And the House of Representatives is called the People's House. People are allowed to be in there. You're not allowed to be in the chambers or in the private offices, and those people got arrested as they should have.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Last time I checked, if you're a politician, you work for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we voted you there.
No politician should ever incite violence ever.
Nah, no citizen should ever be inciting violence on another.
No, I'm talking especially a politician.
Like, oh no, yeah,
especially a politician.
But what did she did?
She did it multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
did she get in trouble?
A politician.
Did she get in trouble? But Donald Trump, he didn't say any of that, and he got in trouble.
When you are in an elected office, you are automatically held to a higher standard than any other citizen.
Yep.
Automatically.
Yeah. Automatically. Without even saying.
Like it don't no, you're in an elected office. When you are in an elected office, you're not a private citizen.
No.
You are a public servant.
You become a public figure.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
That's why the principles of the founders speak loudly to me.
Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
I think it is an immoral posture to hold the position that individuals, whether they be Negroes or members of other minority groups, should have their basic constitutional and God-given rights held up.
Self-governance is what all of those grassroots people were seeking. They understood that the victimizer, i.e. racism and discrimination, may have knocked you down, but it's the victim that has to get up.
You see what he means by that?
Yeah.
And guess what? That's by the free speech, by letting those people being able to keep Alabama white, by letting them be able to display that, you know exactly who the hateful people are.
Hey, yeah.
You know exactly who hates you. You know exactly who hates you.
Then I know exactly who to stay the hell away from.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I know exactly who will not get my vote if they ever decide to run for office.
Exactly. But by letting people hide or forcing a certain side not to be allowed to speak because they shine light on something that somebody has done.
I see what you mean.
That's why we shouldn't. Censorship is
I'm
wrong.
100% for freedom of speech. Because let me tell you, man.
Even speech I don't like.
Let me tell you, let me tell you, for the white racist people, let me tell you, man, you outnumber the shit now. Nowadays, there's a ton of white people. They just don't vibe with it, man.
No.
They don't, like, they don't vibe with it. So it's like,
go ahead.
Either, you know what? Either get rid of that ideology, or keep that shit to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to deal. It's 2022.
That's what I mean. Don't be censoring the person that wants to be.
It is 2022, man. Cut that racist shit. Like, just.
No, I'm sorry. If someone wants to say some evil, bigoted, racist shit, I want to see it so I know who the hell said it.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel bad for you because you're wasting your time.
What's going on over here? Go to another country then and see how you like it.
Like, I'm gonna feel bad if you're racist. I feel bad for you because you're depriving yourself of connections with genuine good people.
Because when we start arresting comedians for hateful jokes, there's a problem.
Like,
happened in Canada.
Like, I truly feel bad for racist people. I don't got no anger. I just feel bad for you.
Yes, but that people take it too far. They start making hate speech starts becoming something that I don't agree with.
What do you like?
Somebody, it's getting to the point where if somebody told you the Cowboys sucked, you could be like, "That's hate speech. You hurt my feelings."
Sensitive. They're so sensitive.
How ridiculous is that?
That's not hate speech. There's times when we suck.
We're getting to the point where anything that offends you is considered hate speech.
Nah.
And that's no.
Nah.
And I'm sorry, speech is speech. There is no hate speech. There's no technically good speech. Because even good words can be used evilly.
Listen,
there is no bad. Speech is speech.
Listen to the white people. If you gonna call black people the N-word, just
you better know what's coming with
you. Running the risk of getting your ass knocked out. That's all I'm saying, man.
You better pull your black card out of your wallet.
That's bro. Unless.
Imagine they actually pull a black. I'm going.
Jesus Christ! I'm just saying, like, you can't get mad if you say some shit and someone chin checks you.
Exactly.
You can't be mad at it.
No, if you're gonna bring some energy, it's gonna be met with energy.
That's what I'm saying.
Hello.
How long do y'all want to go?
Well, we got to get at least 20 minutes on the video.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
We've gone 8 minutes.
Yeah, Jesus, so much to talk about.
How are you? Good. Listen, I want to invite you and your husband to join this consortium of ours. We're calling it the 1776 Consortium, to respond to the 1619 piece that was done in the New York Times. I'm not interested in engaging in debate with them. I'm saying we need an accurate portrayal of slavery, but it doesn't totally define the black condition. We want people to understand that.
Exactly what he's saying. People have to know about slavery. People should understand what happened. But the actual.
Yeah, let me hear more about this.
Yeah.
The future of black America is not defined by slavery, but by the kind of things we did in response to these conditions, similar to what you and your husband has overcome.
You see what he means by that?
So like how we rose above it.
Exactly. Yes, the black community was down at one point. They were technically controlled. But look where it is now. And the sad part is, look where it's technically going right now.
I mean, I think people with like genuine common sense can just admit like slavery was fucked up.
Of course it was.
It gets fucked up to have someone as a slave.
Anybody that doesn't think that has got issues.
Yeah, something wrong with you.
But people have to understand, slavery still happens in this world today.
Yeah.
Not in this country.
Nah, it's just...
Dude, you go to the Africa...
Bro, yeah, it's still there. I mean, technically, women are kind of slaves in the Middle East.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they don't got, like...
And there's certain... which country is it that women still can't vote? I forgot which one.
Pick a Middle Eastern country.
I know there is one that to this day women can't vote. Or
probably Iran. I believe that's Iran. I think Israel, they did get the right. I think they just got the right to drive.
I think Israel did. Yeah, I think they changed it.
Or was it in Saudi? I think in Saudi Arabia they can drive now.
I think.
So they're getting better, but there's still areas in this world where if you think that being in America is the hardest your life has ever been, go spend a month in Syria, Uganda, the Congo.
Yeah, it's not really,
And then people are gonna be saying, "Oh, but how come people still live over there?" Whatever. It's because that's how they grew up, and some people could live that way, and some people can't. That's why they come to America.
If they can get here, a lot of people try to spend their entire lives trying to get here.
Yeah.
There's so many people that spent their entire lives just to get here so their kids could have a chance at a life. They knew their life was over. They did everything they could to get here for their kids to have a life.
I see what you mean by that.
I wish that it would be mandatory reading, not just in the black community, but all across America, to read the autobiography of Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington. I was about to say, I think that is.
Here was a man that was born into slavery.
Yep.
And when he learned that he was free, his number one quest, his number one goal was to get an education. He walks from present-day West Virginia to Hampton, Virginia, to Hampton Institute, so that he could show himself qualified to enter that institution and get an education. When he established Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, it wasn't just about the book learning, it was about industrial learning. It was about people being able to take an education.
I believe technically it was the first trade school.
Okay.
Where you actually learned more than just bookwork. You learn how to do masonry and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I remember Booker T. Washington was awesome dude. It's men like him that aren't even being taught to kids anymore.
No.
Men like Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, even the true story of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman.
That's my girl, by the way.
I mean,
I love
these
her.
famous Black Americans.
I love her.
Harriet the homie.
But they're not their history isn't even being taught.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
It's
what do kids even learn in history nowadays?
The 1619 Project is more taught in school than the actual history, which has been proven fake. The creators of the 1619 Project have even said it was fictional. It's not real.
And develop themselves into entrepreneurs so that they could have self-reliance.
Yep. Smart man.
There was a schism between Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. Booker T. Washington believed in the ability of someone to get out there and work within the system, show their value by the talents that they were able to develop, by the businesses they were able to create and open. The W.E.B. Du Bois faction more so believes in that protest-oriented demanding of rights and things of this nature. This is where you get the sellout Uncle Tom and all of these things that they use to demonize Booker T. Washington.
Uh-huh.
But when you think about it, in the long run, who was right? W.B. Du Bois was an avowed socialist who became an avowed communist who renounced his American citizenship. But the institution that Booker T. Washington established is still there today.
Yep.
We need to go back and understand what Booker T. Washington was really, his philosophy, where he was trying to get us to.
Do you get that? What he was saying there?
So it's like working within the system to make the system a better place.
Exactly. Booker T. Washington's legacy is still standing. What did the other guy contribute?
I see. He pretty much left.
Booker T. Washington did something to actually help, not even just the Black community, help the Black community, but help the world. Well, this country, essentially. And the world. His institute, to this day, people still go.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
Who was right?
I do agree. Sometimes you have to work. You got to work within the system to make the system a better place.
Even when the system hates you or perceived to hate you. Because he was working in a system that was supposed to hate him.
Damn.
Great man. Booker T. Washington.
Yeah,
Great man.
Yeah.
Great man.
To understand, there's nothing wrong with hard work. There's nothing wrong with working your way up from the bottom, much the same as his autobiography says, up from slavery.
I think that's
I had a college
Herman
student
Cain.
ask me one time, how did you deal with color and race when you were climbing the corporate ladder? My answer, I didn't. Let them deal with it. I didn't focus on that. I didn't have time. I went to the president of the Pillsbury Company and said, I need to get involved in some other aspects of the corporation because I want to run one of the business units one day. So he said, we need a lot of leadership in Burger King. You have to go and spend 2 weeks at Whopper College. That really is a Whopper College in Miami. I graduated summa cum laude.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I was working for the Department of the Navy. The same day that I started, another white gentleman named Robert started working there also. We had very similar jobs. So the first 12 months, I got outstanding performance 4 quarters in a row. Second year, outstanding performance 4 quarters in a row. And Robert got outstanding performance. But Robert was getting his GS salary increase at least 2 months sooner than me. So I went to Wayne, my supervisor, and said, Robert and I are both doing a great job. He said, yeah. So why is he getting little increases quicker than me? He said, he has a master's degree. I said, oh, it's not because he's white? Nope. He has a master's degree. So you know what I did? I didn't get mad. I went and got me a master's degree.
You get that?
I mean,
had nothing to do with the fact that the dude was white.
Fair enough.
Technically, Herman was outperforming him. But the other guy had the higher degree.
I mean,
so Herman didn't get mad.
He just went and got a master's.
How many people would have gotten mad?
Oh, a lot of people would have.
That's the problem. You can't get mad at the guy because he has the degree and you don't. It's not his fault he put the work in and got the degree. Go put the work in, go get the degree. Mm-hmm. If that's what you want to do.
Fair enough.
Don't blame the guy that's got the degree that put the work in.
Fair enough.
Why is it his fault that he's earned that right to get the...
Yeah, fair. Hey, I can't dispute that one. Fair enough, my man.
Went back, sat down with Wayne. I said, well, I got a master's degree. I said, the next time you have opening for a promotion, I said, keep me in mind. See you around. And not long after that, they had a special project called a Rocket Assisted Projector. They had to have someone who was going to be the GS-13 supervisory mathematician to do the special ballistics on this rocket assisted projector. I got the promotion. And I had 8 white people working for me. It was all about performance, not the color of your skin. So since I now had that master's degree and I had proved myself, I got the job. When I decided to leave that.
Yes.
When you put the work in and you show that you're willing to put the work in to do the extra steps to do it, good things will happen to you.
Yeah, nothing should ever be based on skin color.
Because guess what?
Based on your performance and ability.
If you are at a job where they are basing things based off your skin color,
I'd stop working.
Get the hell out of that job.
Yeah, I would stop working there.
They do not value you as a person. They do not see past that color.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate.
How old, like, what year was this when that happened with him?
Oh, that had to have been in the, I'm going to say probably the 80s. When he was in the Navy?
See, the problem that somebody assumes that the problem is people assume that just because of something that was happening in the 60s that everyone believed in it.
That might have been the 70s too.
That's not necessarily, like, people assume like all white people who lived in the 60s were all racist. That's not true. Not all white people who lived in the 60s were racist.
We have people today that believe that all white people are racist.
No, yeah, all white people aren't racist.
Are there racist white people?
Yes.
Yes.
Are there racist black people?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Are there racist Spanish people? Yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
Are there racist Chinese people? Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Are there racist Koreans? Yes, unfortunately.
Or we could keep going.
We can keep on going.
Yeah.
We keep going.
There's racist Mexicans. There's racist Indians.
Yeah, like, it sucks, but...
It sucks.
But it shows you the progress back then. That there was
a black man that had 8 white people working for him.
Exactly.
Which people would say that's not possible. Happened to Herman Cain.
It happened.
Hmm.
Not because of the color of the skin, it's because of the
performance.
The performance.
He had the degree to back up the work that he was doing.
Yeah.
Dahlgren. Never forget the department head, and he called me in for an exit interview. And I never forget Russ. I think he's deceased now. He said, you know, you have taught me something. I said, what? He said, I had never worked with a black person before. You taught me don't judge somebody by the color of their skin.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I grew up primarily around black people.
It only takes
in
one
what we call
person.
the Afrocentric
Yep,
perspective.
just takes
everything in life was seen from the lens of being black in America. I used to have gold teeth in my mouth. I got Young Savage tattooed across my stomach. I got my hood tattooed on my forearm. So I kind of had this whole hip hop culture, negative, angry mentality. I grew up believing that white people did not like black people, and that no matter what you did in life, the white man is gonna hold you down.
My parents didn't teach me that I was a victim, but there were other influences that did. Whether we're talking about uncles and aunts in the hip hop industry, the media, it painted a picture of the black man in America as being in a constant state of distress, a constant state of disadvantage. And I have relatives of mine who bought into that message. And I even bought into that message before I was born again.
The only people I knew who existed in my life and who I could pick to be role models were athletes and rappers.
So many of you guys have watched my political awakening. I've been pretty much in front of everybody on the stage when I've had this reckoning, but there's one person who totally transformed the way that I thought. It was a video that I saw on YouTube, and it was Larry Elder.
Pause that. Larry Elder's smart dude. And I think the video she's talking about when Larry Elder was talking with Dave Rubin.
Damn, I feel like I should know the name Dave Rubin.
Yeah, it's from the Rubin Report. He's a comedian. And
oh, okay.
Oh, the
you'd know
Dave
who he was.
Rubin, the one that, yeah.
Which is another, that interview is another reaction that we will probably have to do.
Okay.
Because it was amazing to watch Larry Elder just smash through every liberal talking point and to see Dave realize, everything I thought I knew, I didn't know. Go ahead. I had to say that. Larry Elder's a great man.
Oh my God, they always call me the sunken place demon. I think it's so funny. Larry Elder is my mentor. I can call him anytime about any topic because there are still spots of ignorance that I have. I'm having to contend with the fact that all I have is the media narrative of things, and he lived through it, he saw it, and he'll tell me exactly what to look up and research.
Larry Elder was at the forefront of being a thought leader in terms of questioning prevalent narratives of the black community, especially with regards to individual accountability.
If you have parents who care about education, there are books around and you're immersed in it, you're gonna have a better situation than somebody else with the same IQ whose parents don't have that kind of motivation, who don't immerse you in education. Environment absolutely has a role. I'm not
he provided a huge part of my awakening. One video
He's right.
of him with Dave Rubin. And
environment has a huge play. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have to rise above the environment that you were placed in. Yep. But that's a personal choice at that point. Unfortunately, some people don't have the parents to be able to push them to it. But the sad part is the media and the music and a lot of the stuff is pretty much telling you you don't have a chance. So why take it? So how many kids would actually try to take a chance when you have so many things telling you you have no shot?
Fair.
Well, most of the time it's your parents that are telling you you do have a shot, even when everybody else is telling you you don't. That's why having a family unit in the home is one of the most important things.
Just yeah.
Especially for children who need the motivating factor more than anything.
Yeah.
Because if you don't find it there, you're gonna find somewhere where something is motivating you. And if the street's motivating you more than that, that's where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I went, oh my goodness, I've been so ignorant.
You wouldn't not acknowledge that there are systemic issues.
Who is this?
This is Dave Rubin. This is the interview that we need to watch. This is just a snippet from it, but this is...
I've been so ignorant.
You wouldn't not acknowledge that there are some systemic issues.
Give me an example. Tell me what you think the most systemic racist issue is. What is it?
Well, I would say that because black people in many cases, were descendants of slaves, that racism as an institution, that it just, a certain amount of it just exists.
2015? Give me the most blatant racist example you can come up with right now.
I think you could probably find evidence that, in general, cops are more willing to shoot if the perpetrator is black.
What's your data
than white.
What's your basis for saying that? Last year...
Well, look, I know a lot of people would say, look what's going on in Chicago.
I know what they would say.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what the facts are. 965 people were shot by cops last year and killed. 4% of them were white cops shooting unarmed blacks. In Chicago in 2011, 21 people were shot and killed by cops. In 2015, there were 7. In Chicago, which is a third black, a third white, and a third Hispanic, 70% of the homicides are black on black. About 40 per month, almost 500 per year last year in Chicago, and 75% of them are unsolved. Where is the Black Lives Matter on that? The idea that a racist white cop shooting unarmed black people is a peril to black people is BS. It's complete and total.
A white guy could say all this stuff, all he wants.
And what Tatum's about to say is, yeah, a white person can sit there and say that to black people all day long, but they're not going to believe you. They're going to say you're lying, you're making up, you're pulling some random statistic. But then when black people start saying it to them, then they're attacked even harder. And then more vitriol and racism thrown at black people that say it more than anything. Do you remember the lady in the gorilla mask following Larry Elder around?
The what?
Do you remember the lady with the gorilla that went after Larry Elder when he was running for the governor of California?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, I think cops are necessary. I'm not against cops. I'm 100% against police brutality.
But the fact that white cops are shooting random black men is a pandemic going on in this country is a flat out lie. The fact that white cops are hunting down black men in the streets is a flat out lie. Do cops need better training? Yes. Well, I'll say this.
I do think that there are some people who are police officers shouldn't be them.
You're right.
I 100% think that.
But I'm not against. I'm saying the statistics, the fact of the matter still stands that the police are not gunning down black men in the streets. I'm not talking about cops that shouldn't be cops.
No, I see what
I'm
you're
talking
saying.
about the fact that they're saying that cops are shooting black men in the streets at a disproportionate rate, and that is a flat out lie.
Are you meaning are you saying like now or just overall?
Overall. I'm talking, you take the past 10 years.
I will say this. I think there's within the past 10 years, I can't factually say that black people.
He just told you the stats.
I know.
He just told you the stats.
Now, in seeing the stats,
and that's just Chicago, which is like you said.
In seeing the stats, you can't really dispute it. Now, if I wasn't alive, but I'm pretty sure that the way cops treated people of color, maybe like during segregation, was clearly freaking different. Clearly freaking different.
But they're acting like that is still going on today. And it's not. The media is destroying any faith that anybody has in any law enforcement on the backs of lies.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't want to see anybody unarmed being gunned down. I wouldn't want to see a white person being abused by a cop. I wouldn't want to see I don't care what your skin color is.
We agree on that, 100%.
I do think now. Do I think there are some cops that abuse their authority? Hell yes, and I don't think they should be officers.
Of course, but it doesn't mean that we're going to defund.
Yeah,
cops. But you're talking about the smallest percentage of most cops. You're talking about if you're talking about all the cops, you're talking about maybe 1% of all cops.
There's just no communication there.
That's the problem.
Yeah, there's no communication.
The cops need to actually be getting back into the. We've said this before. Cops need to be a part of the community. They need to know who they're policing.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to do in big cities, but they have precincts on almost every corner.
And you don't have to be black to understand black people.
Exactly.
You can be white and still learn about, and still like I don't want to say learn about black. Like you can be white and normally interact with other cult. Like it's not hard to do.
It's really not. What makes it hard is when people already have an assumption about it.
Yeah.
But that stigma was built up mainly by the media.
And the sad part is things that's happened with other people. Let's say with the black person, and they come up and they tell the story of what happened to them with the white cop. Then the other person that never had issues with cops hates cops automatically, and it just spreads on like that. It's like a chain reaction.
But
and
nobody
they think
talks
about. They think that all cops are bad because of.
No, but I get it. No one wants to scream Black Lives Matter when you got all the gang members shooting each other.
Exactly.
No one wants to march in the street unless no one wants to march in the street when there's gang shootings.
The fact of the matter is
when
you have what the black community makes up 20% of the population. It's like 13 to 20% of the population is committing about 40 to 50% of the crime in the entire country. There's a problem there.
I see what you
and it's not. I'm not saying black people attacking other random people. No. Most of that is black on black crime.
Yeah.
Most of the crime in this country is black on black.
It's a war within the community.
It's the gang culture.
Exactly.
That's what needs to be addressed more than anything.
I've lived in New York. I lived in the Bronx. I've seen shit happen. So
most of the crime in this country is not black on white or white on black or white on Spanish. No.
It's in. You got Hispanic people in gangs. You got You got
most of the crime is white on white, black on black, Spanish on Spanish.
Yeah. To me, you would.
And then when something happens when there's like a black person, a white person, the
media blows that up.
We gotta keep the same energy as with
everything else.
If you're gonna get mad at cops shooting an unarmed black, then you need to get mad at when gang members kill each other off.
Exactly.
You gotta have the same energy.
You can't.
Because it's pointless. You're just killing somebody for no reason.
Exactly.
Especially if you these rappers getting killed for you killing somebody for jewelry. Just go work and get the same jewelry he got.
Where's Black Lives Matter been in these communities that actually need the help?
Yeah, I don't know.
$86 million.
Yeah, I don't know. Where'd the money go?
Exactly.
That's tough. Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Didn't somebody buy a mansion with that?
Couple.
Oh, a couple. Look at that. It was a couple, man.
It's facts or it's not. But Larry Elder did something different.
What this lie does, it causes young black men to be confrontational with cops instead of cooperating, and it causes the cops to pull back for fear that they'd be called racist.
I saw a black man that reminded me of myself and other people I grew up with. And I said, he's black. He came from a similar background. How did he come to these conclusions?
It's incompatible to have porous borders and a welfare state. So I think it's just common sense to say, if you come here, you ought not be a charge on taxpayers. Why is that so controversial?
In order to be persuaded or to like someone's work, you don't have to share a race with them. However, we're talking about a very important fundamental shift, like a breaking of the frame.
What's the purpose of an SAT? The purpose of the SAT is to make sure the student can do the freaking work that's required of him or her once they get admitted to that given university. So if you give them adjust the score because of their disadvantaged nature, that does not give them the ability to compete at the school and succeed. So all you're going to do is create more dropouts than we already have because of race-based preferences.
You're talking about breaking a very major narrative.
When you put somebody into a school that shouldn't be in a certain school, the chances of them dropping out are 10 times higher.
That's true, but I like.
Do you want to be given a spot in the school because of your skin color, or do you want to know you deserve to be there because you know you earned the right to be there?
Well, like for me personally, I think differently on the SAT because like
I hate standardized tests in general.
I don't think standardized testing is an effective way to prove how intelligent someone is.
But he's saying at the point, if that's what colleges are using,
if you're going to use
if that's what they're using,
yeah.
you shouldn't be giving somebody extra points on their score just so they can qualify for a university when they mentally shouldn't be there.
Because I remember right now when I went when I did 4 years. I got my undergraduate in psychology. I did all 4 years. I lived on my campus all 4 years. And the problem with like people want like I get annoyed with like when I see on the news all the time, oh, you got more college dropouts. All that. Kids aren't like students aren't necessarily dropping out because they can't do the fucking schoolwork. The universities keep skyrocketing the tuition so that people don't have the fucking money to pay for it. So if you don't have the money to pay for it, just people are getting stressed out. It's like you have kids who want to freaking go to college.
College is way overpriced.
There's
way overpriced.
Like honestly, I went through it. Okay, 4 years it's $100,000 for an undergraduate degree. Yeah. And I didn't go to like a big name school. I loved the school I went to, but it's like damn, it's $100,000 for a piece of paper for society to tell you you're smart enough to make it in the world. That's literally what it is.
Yep.
Now I'm glad I went to college. I'm 100% glad I went because I learned different things from interacting with different people. I matured enough because I was immature in high school. I didn't give a shit about high school.
You went to the school that you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
You weren't put into a spot that you were unqualified to be in.
Exactly. The school I went to, it was my top. I toured the university. I loved the school I went to. But I felt bad for because I knew a lot of people who had to leave because it's like they didn't want to leave. They just life happened to them. They couldn't freaking afford it. Their parents couldn't afford to work, so they couldn't afford to pay for them to go. So they had to get loans or they had to go get a job. And eventually they couldn't do the work hours and the school hours. So they had to make a difficult decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like life happens to some people, but to say that like. Oh, there's no issue with school. There's an issue with school pricing.
Oh,
there's a giant ass issue with it.
Oh.
You shouldn't have to go broke to freaking educate yourself.
No,
you shouldn't have to.
You should not have to.
But then also, if you're gonna take out a loan, you got to be able to pay the shit back.
You got to be able to pay your loan back. And again,
you do.
But they shouldn't be predatory loans.
No,
either.
no. And I honestly think in some states, I don't know if it's in ours.
This college thing became a business scam. It is about making money.
In some states, if you take out a loan and you don't pay it back over like 20 years, if you die unexpectedly, they go back to your family for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a little
yeah, that's wrong.
That's a little screwed up. You can't charge somebody's cousin if they didn't even go to the damn school.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
That's too much.
If you gave a loan to a student who was going to a college and that student passed away.
It's not their fault that they died.
Yeah, sorry.
That.
Guess what? The school should the financial institution should be able to recoup from the school the rest of whatever.
As a business, you need to find a way to get the money back. Don't just go to a cousin who didn't even attend to the school.
No. The school should have to pay it back.
Yeah,
the school should pay back what the student wasn't able to finish because they passed away. Not the family have to pay.
Yeah, that part I think is ridiculous.
Take it from the school.
Yeah, I think that part's dumb.
But I think that will end part 2 there.
Yeah.
We'll let it go there.
Picture. Liz, get the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Get the picture.
40-22.
40, got the next 20 minutes.
We're trying to get 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
But yes, there's...
Get right in there.
Yeah, I gotta get right in there.
Get right in there.
You're in my way, you're in my way. Focus, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
40-22. I don't want 47. we'll get there.
We're getting
there. We'll get there.
But guys, we hope you enjoyed part 2 of the series.
Yes.
And if you have, check out part 1 before.
Yes. And didn't have any issues putting it up. Hopefully we will continue to not have any issues putting it up. But we have no problem doing
No,
these
it'll be
conversations.
put up. It's just not going to be notifications. Won't be.
Yeah, you just won't get a notification. You'll have to manually scroll through the channel.
But it'll be there. It'll be up on Rumble.
Yeah, just give it time because we got 2 platforms to upload it on. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys enjoy the big conversations, and we enjoy having them with you.
And we'll be back for next week for part 3.
Yes. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Like, comment, subscribe, blow us up. Y'all know what to do. You know where we're at.
Thanks for stopping and spending time with us. Hit that notification bell and give us a share because it does help the channel out.
Please and thank you.
Stay positive and see you in the next one.
Later, y'all.
Later.